Good afternoon, everybody. Great to see you all here. My name is David Hand from Solid Solutions and joined by my colleague Jonathan Hill-Davies, and we'll give you some general information on our company Solid Solutions, Trimec, our products and what we can offer to startup companies. So just the introduction. So my role within the company, I'm an account manager broadly in Connacht, North Leinster and the border counties. So any questions, big or small, related to SolidWorks or otherwise, feel free to get in touch. My colleague Jonathan here has travelled over from our London office. Jonathan looks after the SolidWorks startup programme, where companies that are eligible can get SolidWorks free for the first year, and John will have a few slides on that shortly. We currently have offices in Dublin, Limerick, Belfast, as well as a variety across the UK. SolidWorks is a fairly well established product with many customers across the west of Ireland in a number of industries. Some of our exhibitors here and some of the presenters here are users, so that's great. But you may see some very familiar companies and brands there. But just as per our stand, you'll see perhaps a slightly different branding on Trimec Group to Solid Solutions. Just to comment on that briefly. So a couple of years ago, we were acquired by a North American reseller, and we're part of that group. But ultimately, what's great for our customers is it's increased our technical resources. I'll have a slide on our tech support and additional capabilities beyond our flagship product, SolidWorks. So you may be familiar with some of the brands here on screen here, especially in 3D printing, 3D scanning, FEA or CFD or so on and so forth. So there's a variety of companies there, but the ones highlighted on the screen now all had dedicated teams in SolidWorks, but now our customers have access to a larger team and so on. So within that larger team, there are much broader spectrum of services we can offer. So beyond the flagship product, SolidWorks, so whether it be simulation or detailed, analysis, virtual testing of your product and so on, or perhaps the injection molding process, there's capability for there. Beyond that, for your technical documentation, photorealism, CAM add-ins for whether you're tool making, woodworking, or a variety of different industries, so and so on. And just as I mentioned there on support, what gets measured gets managed, and it's a resource where we've now up to 40 engineers on support each day. So any questions, big or small, you can feel free to reach out to us through these simple contact details. As regards training, we can offer a variety of different options, whether it be on site with your company, bespoke to your company's needs, or we have a schedule of events we can run on our website. You can tap into as you see fit. And the training we offer can be heavily funded by one of the local skill nets or industry specific skill nets. So it's been really great in getting people, our customers, use of SolidWorks up and becoming more advanced in the software. Also, as regards professional services, if there was a project didn't warrant maybe looking at the simulation, or you need additional capacity, we have dedicated teams to assist with that, so feel free to get in touch. For any of our established SolidWorks users in the audience, one or two things that's been quite useful and very popular amongst our base for free training. So on our website, on our YouTube channel, there's a lot of technically rich content that you can feel free to tap into, and this will help you in your day-to-day. Also, as regards hardware, recommended hardware to get optimum performance from your CAD, we have a partnership with Dell where we can provide pre-configured, built laptops, desktops delivered to your business within 3 days here in Ireland. So moving on, John will talk you through the options, what's possible on the startup program, and have some good information for you there.
Thank you, David. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. as David just alluded to, my name's Jonathan Hill-Davis, and I am the Startup Program Manager for Solid Solutions. So I deal with all of the incubators, accelerators, and entrepreneurs across the entire UK and Ireland that come across the door of Solid Solutions. My primary role is to enable startups and entrepreneurs the complete suite of SolidWorks entirely free for 12 months with no commitment to buy at the end. Ultimately, people are trying to look for a catch. I promise you that there isn't one, but I prefer to look at it as your success is our success. As I alluded to, it is the entire suite. So it's not only just the SolidWorks core mechanical side, it is access to all of our virtual testing environments, so simulation, FEA, and CFD. Our photorealistic or 3D, photorealistic images or renders. We've got also obviously web-based products. Data management, again, is an out-of-the-box solution, as well as including project planning. Okay, this is entirely free for those customers or for those companies, let's say, that are making a physical product. So you must be making your own physical product, not a consultancy or a design house where effectively you'd be paid for that role up front. But if you are making your own physical product, if you are less than 5 years old and have less than $1 million in revenue, then you qualify for this program, and we can facilitate SolidWorks to yourself up to a total number of 5 users in some cases. Okay, depending on if it's a desktop solution or one of our others, but there are lots and lots of options. Okay, then just a little bit more on that, talking about the eligibility criteria. The early stage startup there is for sort of 3 years old, but we do appreciate that companies sometimes can exist for a few years before they actually start to gather momentum. So that is not a sort of set in stone criteria. But somewhere around the $1 million in revenue would be the sort of limiting factor there. If you've been provided some help, then you can probably, albeit heavily discounted, afford SolidWorks. That said, there is also a scaling program or a scale-up program, and this opens the net that's slightly wider for those people who have been around for around 5 years. Again, up to $5 million in revenue as well, but it's again the full suite. Of course, I've just spoken about there just the actual product itself. I think that there's a lot of people in here that know what SolidWorks are. Obviously, Salt Medical, if I give them a shout out, they were on our program last year as well. And so we facilitate lots and lots of companies around the country or around the whole UK and Ireland in lots of different sectors. Okay, but it is also the wealth of benefits that come from being a Solid Solutions customer. We do not treat you any differently to any fully paid commercial customer, and you have access to our entire catalog of information on our website, which is full of archived webinars, tips, tricks, blogs, technical documents. You have access to our technical support team Monday to Friday from 8 a.m. till 5:30. And then, as David alluded to, we're there up to around 40 engineers every day who are there ready to take your call. That was my previous role. I've been with the company for 6 years now, but for the last 5.5 years or so, I was on the technical support team, answering your questions, helping you, directing you, teaching the training courses. And I felt perfectly positioned to be able to help startups who don't know quite what questions to ask, and I can sort of help direct from there. Okay. If there is any further information that you'd like to learn, I've got brochures or a pamphlet on the table, which will actually allow you to just apply for the program. That application doesn't come to me, it goes directly to SolidWorks itself, and they approve or don't or sort of deny the program. But I've also, my contact details are there as well if you want to reach out to me, talk through anything that you think should or shouldn't be sort of on the application, things like that. Okay. But yeah, love to hear, love to speak to more, speak to more of you about sort of your startups and your ideas moving forward. And as I say, we can facilitate software, completely free.
Thank you, Jonathan. Yeah, and so any questions, big or small, on that, just feel free to drop by. We can run through. Just some upcoming events we're running the next few weeks that might be of interest. Firstly, we're in ATU Sligo next week, looking at SolidCam, and add in to SolidWorks particularly proper precision engineering and so on. So if that happens to be of interest, feel free to join us. Also, if I may ask for a show of hands for anyone using Formlabs printers or interested in Formlabs printers. Must be someone here. Yeah, see a few hands up there. So we'll have Formlabs on site in our Dublin office at the end of the month. So if you had a particular application there for material type, or that could be a good chance to talk to those who are developing the materials and the hardware to develop that. So any questions, feel free to stop by. It's a free event. Just register on our website, and we look forward to welcoming you on the day. Beyond those in our customers who may be outside the eligibility for the startup program, there is some end of year promotions on. So again, if training, some additional software or anything like that is of interest, feel free to drop by. And that's short and sharp. Thank you very much for your attention, and have a great day. Thank you.